I am Rahul Chandegram from Degree Electrical Engineering Department from Dr. Subhash Technical Campus. In previous video lecture, we started Unit 4. It's a sampling and construction. In today's video lecture, we will study the quantization. What is quantization? What is the quantization process? How it will be done? How the reconstruction and the low pass filter. Just recap the what is the sampling process. In order to process the signal digitally, the signal to be transmitted must be in the discrete time form. If the message signal is coming from a digital source, then it is in the proper form of processing digitally. But this is not always the case. The message signal can be analog in nature. In such a case, it has to be first converted into a discrete time signal. We use the sampling process to do this. That's called a sampling process. Using sampling process, we convert a continuous time signal into a discrete time signal. For the sampling process, the practically utility, it is necessary to choose the sampling rate properly. And the sampling process should follow. Sample signal should present the original signal faithfully. We should be able to reconstruct the original signal from its sample version. From the previous video lecture, the sampling theorem. The definition: the sampling is the process of converting continuous analog signal to a discrete analog signal, and the sample signal is the discrete time representation of the original analog signal. And the sampling theorem statement: for the combined of sampling theorem, a continuous time signal x of t can be completely represented in its sample form and recovered back from the sample form if the sampling frequency fs is greater than or equal to 2w, where w is the maximum frequency of the continuous time signal x of t. And we already studied the Nyquist rate. The minimum sampling rate of 2w sample per second for a signal x of t having maximum frequency of w hertz is called as Nyquist rate. The reciprocal of 1 upon 2w is called Nyquist interval. And the aliasing, the phenomena of high frequency in the spectrum of the original signal x of t taking on the identity of lower frequency in any spectrum of the sample signal x delta t is called as aliasing or fold over error. The effect of aliasing: due to aliasing, some of the information contained in the original signal x of t is lost in the process of sampling. To prevent aliasing by using an anti-aliasing or pre-aliasing filter and using the sampling frequency fs greater than 2w. So the first point we will study here in this video lecture, the reconstruction filter, or it's called a low pass filter. Till now we have learned how to sample a continuous time signal. Now let us see how to recover back the continuous signal x of t from its sample version x delta t. This is possible by using a reconstruction filter which is a low pass filter. When we pass a sample signal through a low pass filter having a cutoff frequency at W Hz, it allows to pass only the frequency component which lie in the range of -W to +W Hz. Other signal will not pass. So let's see the figure. So in this figure, the input is sampled signal x delta t. It goes through the low pass filter and its range is -W to +W. So which signal is coming in this range, it will be pass, other will be stop. And after passing a sample signal to the low pass filter, it will give a continuous time signal x of t. So what we get in the frequency range in the spectrum of the signal x of t. So this is called a reconstruction filter or low pass filter. Now we study how it will be work. The amplitude response of the reconstruction filter is a constant in this range. So all the frequency component in the range -W to +W are passed without any change in amplitude. To reconstruct the signal x of t at the filter output, so here the first is spectrum of continuous signal x of t. Then this is the spectrum of a sample signal. So this signal and this signal will be removed. This is the guard band. So the third signal is, it is a, after the passing the low pass filter, it is the amplitude response of reconstruction filter. So if the sampling rate is exactly equal to Nyquist rate, if fs equal to 2w, then the reconstruction filter would be required to have an amplitude response as in the figure. So this is must be a sharp. So frequency response of an ideal low pass filter, but it is not possible to design ideal low pass filter. So which is the response of an ideal low pass filter? This amplitude response cannot be obtained practically. Therefore, the frequency response of a practical reconstruction filter is like this figure. So this will not a sharp, but this is a little bit inclined. So it is a practically low pass filter. Therefore, the frequency response of a practical reconstruction filter, as we shown, if fs greater than 2w, then a practical low pass filter can be used for reconstruction. Otherwise, what happen if there is a no guard band? When it this guard band when happen, when fs is more and more greater than 2w, then it will be happen. Otherwise, the case is fs equal to 2w, then there is a no guard band that will be connected. Here I will show you that will be connected. Then the low pass filter will not work properly. and our first case, if fs is less than 2w, then this signal is overlap, then again the low pass filter will not work. So it is must condition that fs is more greater than 2w, so we can design a low pass filter, and we can also reconstruct our original signal from the low pass filter. Now the next topic is quantization process. The quantization is a process of approximation or rounding off, like what we are doing in our maths. If the value is 7.98, then we will write a value equal to 8, or if the value equal to 8.02, then we also write as a 8.02 as a 8. So that's called approximation or rounding off. But we are studying in the signal processing, so in that the quantization process we will study that the sample signal is applied to the quantizer block. Quantizer converts the sample signal into an approximate quantized signal which consists of only a finite number of pre-decided voltage level. Each sample value at the input of the quantizer is approximated or rounded off to the nearest standard preset voltage level. These standard level are known as quantization level. So we will study the process of quantization. So let us see a signal, and this is our a level. This line, all the line are level, like this delta 1 delta 2, but our signal is coming to any point, then it will be approximated or rounded off to this line. So between two lines there is a quantization level, it is a approximated voltage level. So whenever we any point coming nearer to the voltage level, so it will be approximated or rounded off to the quantization level or quantization voltage level. So this is called a sampled or quantized signal x delta t, and this is signal x of t. So in that the upper portion is quantized to level q7, then this portion will be quantized to q6, this level will be quantized to q5, and the range is delta phi. So whatever signal is coming to delta phi, that will be approximated as q5 or quantization phi. So whatever be signal is coming in this range, it going to delta 4 range, it will be as a q4. So this called a process of quantization. So quantization process take place as follow. The input signal x of t is assumed to have a peak to peak swing of low voltage to high volt. This entire voltage range has been divided into capital Q equal intervals, each of size s. So now we are taking approximation example. Otherwise, if it is given, take 5 quantization level or 10 quantization level, then we will divide vh minus vl divided by 10, and we will find the its level. but here we are assuming q equal intervals and each size is s. So s is called as the step size and its value is given as, so s equal to high voltage minus lower voltage divided by q. So in this figure the level is started from q0 or delta 0 to up to q7 delta 7. So it is 8 level. So in figure the value of q equal to capital Q equal to 8. So at the center of this step the quantization level q0, q1, qr are located. So this is quantization level q0, q1, q2 up to the q7. That's called a quantization level. The x q of t represent the quantized version of x of t. We obtain x q of t at the output of the quantizer. So this square type line, line, line and connected, this line and connected, this called x q of t at the output of the quantizer. When x of t is in the range delta 0, so this called a range, delta 0 range. Whatever signal coming to delta 0 range, then corresponding to each x of t the quantizer output will be equal to q0. Similarly, for all the values of x of t in the range of delta 1 the quantizer output is constant equal to q1. So in each range of delta 0 to delta 7 the signal x of t is rounded off to the nearest quantization level and the quantized signal is produced. The quantized signal x q of t is an approximation of x of t. The difference between them is called as quantization error or quantization noise. So it means quantization error or quantization noise means this is our original signal. This point I am talking about this, it will be quantized to this level. So this gap is called a quantization error. So in that here the gap or ear gap, it causes a quantization level. So if approximation, if I give you the value, so we will take example, this is the 3 and this is the 5. So the point 3.5 value it will be quantized as a 4. So 4 minus 3.5 it our quantization error or quantization noise. It will be removed by taking the number of value of q equal to more or quantization level. So this error should be as small as possible. To minimize the quantization error we need to reduce the step size s by increasing the number of quantization level q. So if the step size is small, so the rounded off value will be nearer to original value, so it will be less error of quantization or low noise quantization. Why is quantization required? If we do not use the quantizer block, then we will have to convert each and every sample value into a unique digital word. This will need a large number of bits per word n. This will increase the bit rate and hence the bandwidth required of the channel. So for that it will require a high bit rate and high bandwidth. But avoid these things if you use a quantizer with only a 256 quantization level, then all the sample value will be finally approximated into only 256 distinct voltage level. So we need only 8 bits per word to represent each quantized sample value. Thus the number of bits per word can be reduced, and this will eventually reduce the bit rate and the bandwidth requirement. Now finding the quantization error or quantization noise. The difference between the instantaneous value of the quantized signal and input is called as quantization error or quantization noise is equal to xq of t minus x of t. So the difference between quantized level, voltage level and original signal voltage level, that's the difference is called quantization error. The quantization error as shown by shaded portion of the waveform 2.90. So for this, here is the quantization noise. For it is everywhere, whatever if this value and it will be level to this, then the difference between both is called a quantization error. The maximum value of quantization error is plus or minus s by 2. The s is the step size. Therefore, to reduce the quantization error, we have to reduce the step size. And how we can reduce the step size? It is depends on the number of quantization level. So if there is a more number of quantization level, then the step size is very low, then the quantization error it should be a low. So we have to reduce the step size by increasing the number of quantization level capital Q. The mean square value of the quantization is given by the mean square value of quantization error equal to s square by 12. The relation between the number of quantization level Q and the number of bits per word, it's called capital N, in the transmitted signal can be found as, because each quantized level is to be converted into unique capital N bit digital word, assuming a binary coded output signal. So the number of quantization level Q equal to number of combination of bits per word. So capital Q equal to 2 raised to n. So if n equal to 4, so it call a 4 bits per word, then the number of quantization level will be 2 raised to 4 equal to a 16. That is called a 16. So 4 bits it means a 16. For quantization level 8, that required 2 raised to 3 equal to 8, so it's required 3 bits per word. Our final aim, the encoding, our final aim is to convert the signal into the binary form. So after quantizing, in this process what we did, first continuous signal is converted to discrete time signal by using a sampling theorem by sample process. Then we use a quantizer. Then after we use encoding to convert our signal in the form of binary. So our final aim is to convert the signal into the binary form. So after quantizing, the signal is applied to encoder block. Encoder assign unique binary number to each quantization level. That means each quantization level is converted into the binary digits. The bits in binary digit are denoted by small b. The number of bits in the binary digital depends on the number of level. So this relation is 2 raised to b greater than or equal to L. So b equal to greater than or equal to log 2 L. So if there is a 256 level, then L equal to 256, then log 2 256. So b greater than or equal to log 2 256. It means greater than or equal to log 2 2 raised to 8. So it is b equal to 8 log 2 2. So it is, this value is equal to 1. So b equal to 8. So that for 256 level we require b equal to 2. So number of bits in binary digit is equal to 8.